All right, let's try this again. That's quite a difference, ain't it? So they make these are the ones I always use. I like to use the 1/8 inch ones, but sometimes I can't find them. Like the shelf was empty over there, so I get .045s, and these are the HPs. You can always tell for the metal ones because they have a red logo on them, but they have an XP that lasts twice as long as these, and it's more money. So I usually just get a couple at a time, but in case you're going to do a cutoff wheel on your grinder, you have your nut here that, you know, usually it has that raised edge that goes down to hold your thick grinder discs on. When you do a cutoff wheel, you put it on the normal, but you turn it upside down so the flat side is down because this is thinner than a grinder wheel. Just in case you didn't know that. And then I'll plug it back in. It would not be smart to change the wheel on that with it plugged in, just in case it kicks on while you're sitting there trying to use that. You could chop a finger off, I guess, or at least lose a little bit of skin. So I stopped over here at the local gas station to get some 5-hour energy, the little shooter bottles or whatever they are, you know. I usually get them in a 4-pack. I don't buy them all the time, but I bought one last week, and it was like $12.02, I think. Yeah, $12.02 for a 4-pack. So I just went up here just now to get one, and it was $14.89 or something, almost $15. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. He goes, oh, the price went up. And I said, well, your tag right here says $10.99. So he went ahead and gave it to me for the $12.02 after tax, but he took that $10.99 banner down, so I will not be purchasing 5-hour energy anymore. For them to up the price on a 4-pack by $2, that's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So no longer will I be buying those. Here we go. right, anybody need a good used floor pan? It may or may not have a little bit of fiberglass on it. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you a trick here. Some guys probably know this, but I will show you anyway. Take the camera off the pod here. Okay, so when you cut something out like this and you're doing it half-assed like I am, you get over here to this edge, and what I'm trying to do right now is cut right along that edge right here, and then I want to cut this piece out. Then I can get in here and knock this pinch weld out off here, you know, and then go in there and clean it all up with the grinder. But to get from there to there, because you can't get in there with a cutoff wheel because you have there's a flat piece underneath this that this goes against, like this spot welds to it. So the trick you can do, like what I done just then with the grinder and the cutoff wheel, is I sliced down into this. It didn't go all the way through, but once I get these ends completely cut all the way, I can bend this up and down until it comes off pretty much. You know, it'll show me as I'm messing with it where my spot welds are. But that side over there actually only had a couple, so I don't know how many's on this side. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll take a die grinder here, and this is a really old bit that I have, but it's a pretty much a flat edge. So I will basically use this to cut that by going in here, holding it at an angle, and I go in there and I'll cut on that line with the edge of that. So basically that'll cut right through that, and I'll do both ends like that, and then that's how I can get that peeled off there. It'll take a little time to get this strip off of the piece underneath off, and then I got to try to get all this crap off of this brace, and that's gonna suck. But anyway, just a little work, I guess. Now these braces, they have another little tab that comes off like this, and they have a little hole right here for whatever reason. But it's like a high section of the floorboard, like a little stamped square that's raised, which I don't have it in that because it's just flat. It really doesn't need it anyway. So what I did on the other side was I just cut that off even, and that way it doesn't have that tab coming out here. It's really unnecessary. But anyway, so I got a little bit of I'll have to use the die grinder right here because this is my little cut line right there. But I'll have to use the die grinder at an angle to cut through that metal there too. But this is the stuff that's not so fun. You know what I mean? Oh. And I wonder why I'm sore every day when I get done. Anyway, I'll set this back up and see what I can get done here. I am sweating so bad, it's just rolling. Golly. Get another tool. Story of my life. I use these a lot. These are pretty much just wide flat jaw pliers. These are real inexpensive. I think these are from Harbor Freight. But you can, little patch panels, you can make 90-degree bends with them, 45-degree bends with them, and you can pretty much put a line in it to bend down on sheet metal or get a hold of something like this. Work that up like that. Interesting stuff. So there is a little rust damage right here on the little flange that comes across here. It's only about that wide. There's a little rust hole right here. So, oh no, there's not either. It's an oval hole from the factory. It's got undercoating. Nice. There we go. Nice open hole. So this, I thought I was going to have to cut that out and build a patch, but it's good. Very nice. Okay. There was only two little spot welds on this side. One at the front and one at the back. I guess it could have been just rusty and you don't see it, but I'll show you that real quick. So you got a little flange right here, and this is what I actually thought was a rust hole because it had undercoating under it, so it looked like a little tiny hole. And once I knocked the undercoating off of it, it's a factory oval hole. But they have an indent right here. It's like a drain. But anyway, I'll build my new panel, and I'll bend it in the sheet metal brake, and it'll come up to meet to this. But right now I got to go in here and try to get my air hammer in here and knock this pinch weld out. Which actually, now that I'm looking at it, I might just make that floor pan go all the way to the bottom of that and just run a weld on it. I might just do that because this is in good shape. So it'll take longer to drill all the spot welds and get this all knocked off. I think I'll just do that. I think I'll just make it, cut it to that, and just weld it. So, well, that's sure a mess. Let me tell you. That toe board's got some pretty bad rot in the bottom of it right there. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to replace some of that toe board right there. Well, there's no probably to it, I'm gonna have to. So I thought I started with the worst side first, but it's gonna be pretty much the same, if not just a little bit more on this side than that other side was. But anyway, guys, that is part of the fun right there, is dissecting all the metal pieces, and then I have to go in there and hand fab all that stuff, bend it and cut it out, and do all that good stuff. I think I'm going to go ahead and sweep the floor out here and get all this put away, because all I'm doing is walking through this. And when I take my dog out after a while, she always comes over here to see what I'm doing, and she'll walk in that, and she may get a metal sliver in her paw. So I think I'll go ahead and clean this mess up. But